Hello again, everyone. Edwin, we're back once again in this YouTube astrological segment. I'm going to be talking about Mars sextile or trine Uranus in the natal chart. Now, some of you may remember when I first started my YouTube astrology channel, I did a series on the aspects in the natal chart. They're a little bit concise, and some people may have referred to them as snappy. So what I decided to do was make another series on them, in which the videos would be a little bit longer and more descriptive. So anyway, first thing up is, well, if you have Mars sextile or trine Uranus in the natal chart, you may easily find the energy and vitality, which is Mars, to attain goals and aspirations, which is Uranus. If you have Uranus in Aquarius, as an example, goals and aspirations may be tied in with astronomy, astrology, meteorology, aviation, innovation, humanitarian, altruistic endeavors. As some examples, if you have Uranus in Capricorn, as another example, goals and aspirations may be connected with business. It could be accounting, dentistry, information technology, masonry. It could be general mundane work or something associated with construction or architecture, as some other examples. Now, also to Mars sextile or trine Uranus in the natal chart may be expressed in having little difficulty in finding that drive and motivation, which is Mars, to express ingenuity, which is Uranus, and going to Uranus and Capricorn again as an example. Ingenuity may be expressed in business, something with construction or architecture, as some examples. And if Uranus is in Sagittarius, ingenuity may be expressed in something sports related or publishing or advertising, as another example. And also, too, you're likely able to easily balance the activities with sexual partners, which is Mars, and your friendships and your friends, which is Uranus. And so you're not like dominated by one or the other, one doesn't conflict, with the other. Now, another thing is, let's say, for example, if Uranus stays in Pisces, one or more friends may actually be a Pisces sun, moon, or ascendant, or simply embody the characteristics of the sign. It could be those that are altruistic, compassionate, forgiving, idealistic, intuitive, emotional, but at the same time, at times may be deceptive and elusive. Now, another thing, too, is that these aspects can be auspicious for having that right amount of enthusiasm, which is Mars, for group-related matters and activities, which is Uranus. Now, let's say if Uranus is in Sagittarius, as an example, group-related activities may be tied in with sports, the outdoors, publishing, advertising, printing press operation, doing something college or higher education, something with importing, exporting, as some examples. Now, another thing, too, is that Mars sextile or trine Uranus in the natal chart may also manifest, if you have, let's say, if there are any physical related issues, which is Mars, are less likely to have an adverse effect on you in attaining your objectives, which is Uranus. Now, let's say, if Uranus is in Scorpio, as an example, objectives may be tied in. It could be locksmithing, psychology, embalming, working as a surgeon or coroner, investigation, forensics, or the occult, which includes astrology, as some examples. Now, also, too, most disagreements, which is Mars, if you have with friends, which is Uranus, are likely to be more constructive, as opposed to acrimonious and acerbic, which is Mars. Now, The thing is, like let's say with Mars is in Sagittarius as an example, disagreements and disputes may be tied in with religion, philosophy, or sports, or publishing, advertising. As some examples, Mars in Aquarius could be disputes over one's future or new technology. There may be more of online internet types of arguments as another example. Now, another thing too is that these aspects, Mars sextile or trine Uranus in a natal chart, may be unfavorable for actions, which is Mars, that are spontaneous, which is Uranus, doing things kind of off the cuff and in a kind of quick, abrupt way without planning, premeditation. And the thing is, let's say if Mars is in Scorpio as an example, actions may be tied in with transformation, recycling, insurance. It could be acting quickly in a, let's say, crisis type of a situation. Matters with support, as some examples. And the thing too is that Mars-related people may be beneficial to your future, which is Uranus. Now, Mars-related people encompasses a lot of ground, of course. Mars-related people could be leaders, such as managers, supervisors. It could be surgeons, people that may be involved in sports. It could be sexual partners. These people, as far as the future goes. Now, let's say, if Uranus, say, is in Sagittarius as an example, the future may be tied in with sports or athletics, the outdoors. It could be doing something, foreign travel, college teaching, higher education, doing something with camping. It could be, simply expanding horizons as some examples. And another thing, too, about these aspects is that they can be beneficial, for surgery. If you have any, that may, surgery being connected with Mars, that may be associated with the ankles, the shins, calves, unusual growths, or circulation, which is Uranus. Now, the thing is, if you have, let's say if Uranus is in Taurus, probably I don't think any of you have Uranus in Taurus because you're not going to be that young watching this video likely, but if Uranus is in Taurus, matters if there's any issues with the shins, the calves, ankles, circulation, unusual growths, they may be more stubborn, persistent, and enduring. Uranus in Aries may be more sharp, abrupt, sharp shooting pains. And also, too, matters that are pertaining to freedom and independence, which is Uranus, really can be favorable, in general, because Mars and Uranus has a connection with that. Mars can be about self-reliance, and you have an independence, and Uranus is about freedom and independence. And the thing is just, in general, the thing is, if you have, one of these planets in Sagittarius, it could simply be freedom of expressing your philosophies, your beliefs, matters with sports and outdoors, as an example. And also, too, you may generally have the physical strength, which is Mars, for Uranus-related activities, which can include, humanitarian, endeavors. Now, let's say, if Mars is in Scorpio, as an example, you may have and be able to accomplish things, that may seem, insurmountable, to other people. And also, too, these aspects can be propitious in terms of dealing with emergencies, which is Mars. That could happen very spontaneously and unexpectedly, which is Uranus. Now, let's say if Mars is in Pisces as an example, emergencies may be tied in with flooding or some chemical spill, as an example, or chemical explosion, things, that, anything that could be Pisces related. It may require somebody rescuing another person as an example. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Murray saying stay well.